Hello everyone, I am Miserluke and welcome to a put together batch of battles 98 and 99. In this one we've got two opposing sides in a war, the Sandstorm Horde and the Dust Bunnies, simultaneously going after Bounties on the same turn. This first one is just Sandstorm versus a Bounty, and then after about 10 minutes of this double time footage we'll swap over to the Bunny battle, so make sure not to stop the video earlier without checking out the last few minutes. Behold my greatest attempt at increasing watch retention on my YouTube videos. It's actually insane, the watch retention we get. It's like over half of people are gone within 20 seconds or something. But there are some people who watch all the way through, presumably the people whose ships are involved in these. But yeah, so over to the battle. This is one I didn't watch in person. I think Fally recorded this one. As usual, we've got a pretty basic Sandstorm fleet with two of these guys and two of the other ones, the Nagas and the Namazus. And they are about as durable as usual, which is very... we're going to see a lot of damage dealt throughout this battle. Like, that guy already is looking bad. Don't know the health, but it's not great. But even at that state, probably like 70 or 80% health, it's still got like all but one gun operational. And the only gun that isn't operational is the one that is entirely gone. Yeah, those ships are really cool. It's nice seeing them in their full tracered glory. I should actually probably test on my rig to see whether or not degraded mode actually helps, because if I'm CPU limited to like the missile thread or the physics thread, then I don't think degraded mode would actually do much to help the game speed. It would just hurt the graphics. But if I am graphics limited, then obviously it's a big help. I don't know if there are any CPU intensive things that degraded mode cuts down or not. If anyone knows, a comment would be helpful. And it would also improve my YouTube statistics and get this video more recommended. Not that that really matters, but it's cool to see the videos get recommended to people who are obviously not a part of the directive. Because I'll see comments every now and then that are like, what is this game? I need it. And I'll tell them, yeah, it's from the depths. And we also do this very cool special thing to give lore and context. But other than that, if you like the graphics, it is FTD. And it can consume years of your life. You want to know a crazy statistic? I think I've spent more hours playing from the depths than I have working. Probably by about 2 times. Obviously I'm only just starting my career, so that statistic will probably not hold true in like 2 years. But for me right now, having worked 4 different jobs mostly over the summers, it's not even comparable to the hours I put into FTD. A work year is about 2,000 hours. So if you think about it and you're like, oh, I've got 2,000 or 4,000 hours in FTD, you could have had a year or two's income had you fully dedicated that to a basic 9-to-5 job or something. Food for thought. My dad mentioned that number to me like years ago, and it's kind of been resting on my mind ever since. At that point, I was only like 1,500 hours, but since then I have well surpassed 1 year and almost 2 work years of FTD. It's kind of crazy. It's possible I'll get past 2 work years by the end of this summer, but I don't think so. I am running a lot more of the battles, but they still don't take that long. At this point in the battle, if you want to actually have some in-game commentary, we're just left with a few of the little missile towers. All of the big thing has been destroyed. And so at this point it's just a question of whether or not the damaged... Oh, there's the sunken ship too. Just a question of whether or not the damaged Sandstorm craft can finish off the missiles before the missiles finish them off. But those Sandstorm craft are so beefy, you really just have to bring them down to 55% while they're still like half combat functional if you want to kill them. Although that guy at least is mobility killed, but he's still got a good few guns left. Yep, just clearing out that ship because it was not going to contribute anything but pain and duration to the battle. This thing is sped up at 2 times, and I maybe should have done more. Just gives me more time to talk about random other things that are on my mind. I am trying to catch up with the full backlog of videos. I should get almost all of them done this weekend. So that way people will no longer have to wait 2 to 4 weeks to get all of their battle videos. It'll actually be within a few days or a week or 2. It takes a good bit of time to edit these, and it's time that's just not super engaging for me. So when I'm already behind schedule on catching up with other stuff that needs to run, it's easy for these to get set in the wayside. Because the only time I really have the time to get through more than a couple is on the weekends, and I'm often busy on those anyways for other stuff. But for the rest of the season, I am good on time, so I can actually do a good and thorough job as game master and get stuff done on time for all of you. We'll have to see how many more wars and battles we have for the rest of it. I was trying to estimate previously. I think we're only going to have 2 more major wars. We might have another one that just hasn't boiled up yet or that I've missed. But I think we're just looking at a couple wars brought to a close, and then a couple wars started. I guess 3 wars brought to a close. Because we've still got some efficiency contingents craft around. We've still got FedCom, Tehuapec, and we've still got some Sandstorm. And for context, if you just not listen to this live, this is me of the far future talking about this. 30 battles have happened since this one was recorded, between it getting recorded and me doing the voiceover. 30 battles and probably 3 or 4 turns. We typically get about 10 battles a turn, which is an insane number. It's one of the metrics by which TPD is unlike anything else that's been done in this game before. No other tournament or similar kind of war game is going to manage 10 to 20 battles a week for a couple months on end. For almost 3 months, actually. And with each of those battles including many different blueprints from 24 player nations. Like just today when I was running the Battle 128, the Chorus Capital Battle, the very last one before the UBF gets spawned, I was just looking at my downloads folder and I'm like, oh, I just have like 50 blueprints that are needed for this battle between 7 different nations. Like the scale of this game is unlike anything else. But back to this much smaller scale battle at hand, where we've only got 4 blueprints on one side, and I think probably a half dozen on the other. We're just left with 2 of those little missile turrets that are living as long as they are, in part just because of detection and accuracy. But they are definitely not long for this world. Again, yep, there we go. Alright, on to the part 2, which is, well, not really a part 2, but the second part of the video. which is a bunny battle against a relatively similar bounty force. In this one we've got either Easter or Wester bunny, I don't know which one it was, and then some Lapines. Although this battle may have actually predated those forces getting labeled Easter and Wester bunny. There's one big Almirage guy, which really should be called the Lagomorph. Out of any of the bunny craft, that should be the Lagomorph. I feel like that craft alone contributes as much lag as like a 2 or 3 million craft. Just from the number of spin blocks. But hey, speak of the Lagomorphs, and there they are. Throw in some very large crams into the mix. I feel like the Lagomorphs are a pretty impressive and unique craft in that they are maybe the most tanky, close-range aircraft for their size. Like, there are definitely some really big ones that can tank stuff really well, but the Lagomorphs do it in a pretty small footprint. I think we've only had one battle where they kind of got downed pretty quickly against the Eon Hive, but in almost all the other ones they've lasted quite a while. Alrighty, though, that will be just about the end of this one, though. I say that there may actually be like 5 more minutes that I just can't see because I don't have I can only see like 3 or 4 seconds in advance to know whether or not my clips run out. So I just gotta guess. And I've got like a total amount of time that it's been going on. Maybe we've got another couple minutes, I don't know. It just looked like at least that half of the battle had been almost wrapped up. Not knowing how long I actually have left is one of many not super professional things about how I edit and record and do videos like these. But I don't need to be super high quality on them. I just have a bare minimum standard I aim for, mainly in terms of making sure the stuff that's playing is interesting and watchable. Beyond that, it's usually not worth the extra effort for quality assurance. Because really, the things people are here is to see the stuff fight. And a little bit of poor voiceover or other stuff's not going to affect that. I hope that my chats are entertaining, but they're never the focus. Eventually I may do some proper YouTube stuff, and then I'll try for optimizing every minute of video that I upload to be high quality. But for this, when I'm in a battle,